So the floor in here has got 11mm OSB, which is quite springy. The reason it's got that is because when I built the floor for the tent behind me, wood prices were crazy and OSB is about half the price it is now. So anyway, I just used 11mm OSB and that was fine for a year. So I wanted to use it up, so I put it in here, but always with the intention that I'm going to put something else on top of it. So what I've got is some 5mm underfloor insulation. I'm going to get this laid out, and then on top of it I'm going to cut another sheet of 11mm OSB. So this stuff is really quick to lay out. So obviously you need to cut some bits, but that's very easy to do. And I'm just going to use a utility knife and one of my track saw rails to do it. So this insulation should help with two things. It should help with the acoustic and the thermal properties of it. Now I could leave it there, but I find everything wants to move around when I lay the boards, and to improve those properties I'm going to tape up all the seams using some of this aluminium tape. So I've got the floor fully insulated. Now I can work out how big the OSB sheets need to be. Grab one round and get it cut to size with the track saw. So if my measurements are right, this should just drop down into place. Excellent. Right, let's get it screwed down. I marked out along the back wall where the joists are. Now I can use the track square just to line up and get some screws in along this line. So the floor's all insulated and boarded. Now for the ceiling. What I have is some of this insulation board. It's 50mm thick, foil backed on both sides. This stuff's pretty easy to work with. I just need to measure how big it needs to be. I can get that measurement transferred over, and I'm just going to make a mark using a utility knife. I like to use my rail square as a straight edge, and then I just cut along it to establish the cut. To finish the cut, I've got this specialist insulation saw from Beko. I'll put a link to it down below. I've had this one years, and I'm sure you can get away without it, but if you're cutting enough of this stuff, it definitely makes life easier. Now, if my measurements are correct, this should fit in. Now, I want it to be really tight. So it's just getting it right. I think that's going to be perfect. So I've just got a block of wood I can push against to push it up tight. So I'm not leaving an air gap. This is going tight against the ceiling. And then I'm going to seal it all up, so this will act as a vapor barrier. and therefore no moist air should ever get beyond it. Right, so now just a lot of repeating that process. Right, ceiling's all boarded. Now I need to go around with the aluminium tape, do all the seams and the edges. So the ceiling is all insulated and taped up. I've used this stuff because I had some left over. It's got great thermal properties. Most heat's lost through the ceiling, so that's good. And also it acts as a vapor barrier. But I want some acoustic insulation. What I've got is some 50mm rock wool. So the next job is to get that up. Now, I need a way of holding it up there. So the first thing I'm going to do is staple on some twine, and then I can get the insulation put under it. I've never tried it with the twine before, but hopefully now I can just slide this under and it'll be held in place. Okay, first attempt with that twine was a great success because I realised I can snap it with my hands. So I've swapped out to some butcher's twine I have, which is much stronger. Trouble is I'm just trying to use things I have on hand, but this seems to be working. I'm also changing my technique of how I'm stringing. So I was having them running across the whole roof and then trying to put the battens under them. Now I've got them loose, I'll put the batten in, pull the cords tight over it and staple it. Well, it worked on one, so now let's try on another one. This definitely seems to be working better. And these are not to hold it up permanently, they're just to hold it into place until I get the roof boards up. And that what really is going to be what holds them there. Unfortunately, not all of them are just going to push straight up. Some will need cutting, but it's pretty easy to do. So to cut it, I'm just going to mark it out both ends and join it up with a straight edge. And then I've got one of these retractable knives to do it. All the big panels up, now I just need to go around with all the little offcuts and fill up any little gaps that are left. Now I can do the same thing with the walls. The walls though are much simpler, as this is all going to go in just a nice friction fit. No string required. So it's all insulated in here and the sound is so much deader in here. It sounds great. So we're definitely going to do some more sound treatment in the future. But now I want to do some more sound proofing. I need to board the walls, but I don't want the sound to transfer through them. So what I've got is some 5mm thick sticky back foam, and I'm just going to put these on all the studs. Actually, I'm going to start by doing the rafters. then I can get the ceiling boarded. I've got all the strips put on the ceiling, and what they're going to do is stop the sound transferring from the internal cladding through the studs. That's the theory anyway. So now, with this measurement, I can go and cut some OSB to go on the ceiling. Now, what I'm going to board the room with is some 9mm MDF. It's heavy enough that I'm going to struggle to hold it above my head while I get screws in. So what I'm going to do is just screw a scrap of wood to the wall, and then I can hook the board over it at one end. So the plan is get the board in, hook it over that bit of wood at that end, push it up, and then I've got this bit that's T-shaped that should be able to push in and hold it up this end, then get the screws in. That's the plan anyway, so wish me luck. I had my first go lifting this all up. I dropped the sheet, it knocked my camera stand, it broke the bolt on the shaft holding my camera, so pretty disastrous. But now, we seem to have it up, and I can get some screws in. So you might laugh at my silly hat, but if you want to use your head to hold things up, it really makes it more comfortable. First board's up, and I've kind of got the technique now, so now I can move this support along and just keep getting these up. Sorry you're down on the floor, but as I say, camera stand's broken. The ceiling boarded, I can now continue by taping up all the studs in the same way and then boarding the walls. This is just going to be much easier because this time I'm not going to have to lift MDF sheets up above my head. Right, that's the room fully boarded. Now there's a lot of screw holes, so I can go around some filler and get them all filled. So it's easy enough to go around and fill all these screw holes, but what there also is the joins between the boards. And what I'm going to do is cut some strips of MDF to cover it. So while I wait for this filler to dry, I'm going to go back into the tent and rip down a lot of strips. So I've got all the strips cut, now I need to get them put up on the walls. So I've got some grab adhesive that I'm just going to get applied to the back, and then I'm going to put them in place and fire in a few brad nails. Unfortunately, most of the bits I can't just take off the pile and nail onto the walls. The rest need to be cut. So I've set up my miter saw station just out the front so I can just pop out and make all the cuts. all the panelling's on, so now I'm just going around with some decorator's chalk and filling any gaps. Right, so now ceilings and walls are ready to paint, and what I've got is some acrylic primer. I think this stuff's great for MDF. I'll put a link to it down below. With all this panelling, there are lots of corners. So I'm going to start with the brush and cut in with all those, and then come back with a mini roller. So the whole room is primed and it's all dry. Now I'm going to do the ceiling, and I'm just going to do that with a nice bright white. So the ceiling's had a couple of coats, it's all dry and it's really bright in here now, but I want it to be a bit more atmospheric in here. So for the walls I'm going to go kind of bold and go with some sapphire salute. I love paint names, they're so ridiculous. Anyway, it's a kind of dark-ish blue. That's the first time I've actually seen it. I like it, but this might be a huge mistake, but I'm never worried with paint because a couple of hours work to paint over it and I can change it all again, but I'm hoping it's going to look really good. So, all painted and done in here. So now there's just a few finishing little touches and of course to move all the tools in. So next time we're going to do that. So thanks for watching. Thanks to my patrons and please subscribe for more videos.